Ladies and gentlemen, live from Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. It's Wednesday or Saturday, and you know what that means. It's time for AEW Dynamite or Collision Event Center. And now here's the man that will bring you the happenings of AEW All Elite Wrestling action, Mr. Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, episode number 2550 of the show. What is going on? I hope you guys are having a wonderful, blessed day. Hope your day's been awesome, man. Let me tell you, it's gonna be good. I'll tell you one thing. This Saturday has been a-okay, ladies and gentlemen. I forgot to shut the shades over here. I gotta do that. Give me a second here, folks. Give me a second here. You know what? I'm talking to you guys while I'm doing that. What a night it was of wrestling. Gotta watch it. I had a chance to watch. It seems like I started. Here's the thing. I missed out because I thought they would the 0 hour. I thought they would air some of these matches before the 0 hour, during the 0 hour, which they never do. They usually do, but they never did. And I don't know why. Found out what they were on HBO Max, but they were on TNT as well at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Had I known that, I would have watched it. But however, I did find out the results of the 0 hour matches that were on, and I'll watch them later. I'll watch that pre-show later. But however, I did find out the results. I'll see how it went down. And for AEW All Out, the Ops were in action. But in separate matches. Daniel Garcia, now a member of the Death Riders, went one-on-one with his former mentor, Katsuyori Shibata, and Daniel Garcia ended up winning that matchup. And then you got the two-thirds of the Ops. That would be Samoa Joe and Powerhouse Hobbs. Remember, the Ops are still the Trios champions. They took on the team of the Workhorsemen. That's Anthony Henry and J.D. Drake, with Samoa Joe and Powerhouse Hobbs won that one. Then this is the matchup I missed out on, and shame on me because I got two of my favorite ladies on that team, on one team. It is an 8-woman tailgate brawl, tornado tailgate brawl. In one team, it is Harley Cameron, Mina Shirakawa, Willow Nightingale, who's starting to be another of my favorites, and the lovely Queen Amanada. I think she's a lovely lady. Going up against the team of Megan Bain, Penelope Ford, and two members of the Triangle of Madness. As you know, the third one, Tekla, will be in a title matchup. That'll be the team of Sky Blue and Julia Hart. And the team of Shirakawa, Cameron, Will Nightingale, and Amanada won the match for the team. So congratulations to the ladies. And now we go to the main card. It's kicked off with the tag team matchup. Adam Copeland and Christian Cage took on the team of FTR with Big Stokely Hathaway at ringside. During the matchup, however, Stokely got involved a couple of times. And guess what? Beth Copeland, Adam Copeland's wife, a.k.a. Beth Phoenix, had arrived and took out Stokely Hathaway. And because of that, Cope and Cage ended up winning the matchup. But during the matchup, after the matchup, Mother Wayne and Nick Wayne showed up after the match. Kip Sabian attacked Copeland, handcuffed him, while FTR beats up on Christian Cage. And she tried to fight off FTR, but FTR stockpile drives and walks away. And it seems to me that Edge knows, Adam Copeland knows who's responsible for that whole thing, and believe me, I think Adam Copeland knows that somehow FTR is working in collusion with the former patriarchy. So there's that. Then Eddie Kingston, the Battle of New Yorkers. That's right, a Battle of New Yorkers. Eddie Kingston one-on-one with Big Bill. Eddie Kingston finally arrived. These two fought and beat the heck out of each other. But Eddie Kingston ended up winning in the end. But Brian Keith attacks Kingston after the match, but the lights go out. But then the signal comes on. Hook comes down. And Hook's also a native New Yorker. Red Hook, Brooklyn. Hook came out and fought off both Big Bill and Brian Keith. And with the Mad King back in AEW. Bryan Daniels says he's got more respect for Eddie Kingston, which is great to hear. And so Eddie Kingston and Hook, the New Yorkers, the New Yorkers, man, they stick together, bro. That's what I like about them. Then you got the tables and thumbtacks match. Mark Briscoe versus MJF. Holy Christmas. These two bloodied each other. MJF tried to play mind games, but it didn't work in the end. Mark Briscoe picked up the victory over Maxwell Jacob Friedman, MJF. And then, after September to Remember, Jerry Lynn was trying to get Max Caster and Anthony Bowens on the same page, and he says, we've got him a tag team matchup, and if you don't show up, you'll be suspended without pay. And it seems like Jerry Lynn's about had enough. Max Caster's ego, he's going to have to keep that in check, and that's probably the reason why. If it hadn't been for Max Caster's ego, I think they should have stayed as a team, but, well, but we'll see what happens this coming Wednesday on Dynamite, the fallout from All Out. Then the trios match up, the Hurt Syndicate and Ricochet and the Gates of Agony, who are now going to be called by their team name will be The Demand. That's what it is, The Demand. And The Demand picked up the victory over the Hurt Syndicate. And then Mercedes Moné versus Riho. Mercedes Moné came out with like 8 other shirtless guys wearing the championship belts. The one she's holding on defends it. And Mercedes Moné ended up winning the matchup. Now, for the next match, John Callis joined on commentary as Kazuchika Okada defending the unified title against Konosuke Takeshita and Mascara Dorada. This was another heck of a matchup, and in the end, Okada retained the championship. And then there was the coffin match, where obviously, if you've seen a coffin match before, you beat the opponent, no disqualifications, no counts, pinfalls, or submissions, none of that. All you gotta do is put your opponent inside the casket and close the lid. Inside the coffin and close the lid. And Darby Allin and Moxley were beating the heck out of each other, and then Darby Allin finally got Moxley in a vulnerable position to basically put Moxley be put in the casket by Allin, and he's about to do it. A figure showed up in black and attacked him. It was Pac who cut his hair, and then Pac helped Moxley win the matchup, even though, despite the fact that he sent the rest of the Death Riders in the back. But I think Darby Allin was not counting on Pac to return to action, and so there's that. And even though they all came out, Mark Briscoe. Along with the conglomeration and with Harley Cameron. I don't know, Harley Cameron's like joining so many people. You got Harley Cameron friends with Chris Statlander, now with Nightingale. It looks like she's going to be part of the conglomeration. Because she's still obsessed with hologram. So they have Paragon and everything else. So we're challenging, and he says, I got that piece of garbage MJF out of the way. Doug Callis family, get next. We're challenging you to a trios matchup. And it seems like me and the hologram man and Kyle, is he there? He goes, well, whatever. Could it be that Orange Cassidy is going to be making his return to AEW? Find out for sure. It's coming Wednesday night on Dynamite. Then you got the AEW Women's Championship. Toni Storm defending against Tekla, Chris Statlander, and Jamie Hayter. Heck of a matchup between these 4 young ladies. And in the end, in a shocking move, Chris Statlander pinned Toni Storm, and we have a new AEW Women's World Champion. Now, I'm going to say this right now. I'm really happy that congratulations to Chris Statlander, who is the first woman in AEW to hold the Women's World Championship and the TBS Championship. Not at the same time, but she held both the women's titles. But I'm going to say that Toni Storm has done an excellent job as champion. And believe me, and she issued this challenge, and she asked for it. And I'm sure Toni Storm will probably admit that. But you know what, though? I think Toni Storm can really make a name for herself without without the women's world title. Now, if she decides, well, I'll challenge for the TBS title instead, hey, why not? Go for it. Who knows? But I know Timeless Toni Storm is going to deserve some rest. She's worked very hard, and I'll tell you one thing: she's the first ever 4-time AEW Women's World Champion. Who knows? She wants to make it 5, 6, 7 times. Who knows? And Toni Storm, I'm always going to be a fan of hers, no matter what. Really proud of her. And, congratulations to Chris Statlander becoming the AEW Women's World Champion. She's worked hard. And she's probably a veteran in that matchup. And she's one of the first few people that have been there since the beginning of AEW started, in Chris Statlander. So I think it's kind of appropriate that the title could be, Chris Statlander should win the championship. So I'm really proud of, really proud of Chris Statlander. I'm really proud of Toni Storm, the Timeless one. She's going to be timeless even though she's lost the title, and I think it's going to, it's going to add another layer to her, see how she responds and everything else. And I'm sure Toni, well, we'll see what the Timeless one will have to say if she's going to make an appearance this Wednesday night on Dynamite. We'll find out for sure. But Harley Cameron did come out to celebrate with Chris Statlander as the two became fast friends. And they did another adventure under Niagara Falls. Slowly I turn. All that good stuff. Then we have the 4-way ladder match for the AEW Tag Team titles. Bro Dito versus the Young Bucks versus Don Callis family members Josh Alexander, Hechicero, and Jet Speed. A heck of a matchup these four had. Bro Dito ended up retaining the titles. But then the Young Bucks were in the ring. And, but then Jack Perry returns and confronts the Young Bucks. And then he goes after the Young Bucks, and it seems like he attacks one of the Young Bucks. And then while he fights the other brother, Rocky Romero came and it was helping out the Young Bucks. And then they were about to prepare him for the EVP trigger. Then the lights went out. And then Jungle Boy, then Jack Perry was digging a grave, pulls out a casket, drags it, and then there was a body on it, like Dr. Frankenstein, and revived it, and it was none other than Killswitch, who has now got rid of the belt that had Killswitch through it there, and he chokeslammed the Young Bucks, and then Jack Perry and Luchasaurus got a hug. The Jurassic Express is back together. And Jack Perry, you have seen the light. Hallelujah. You've seen the light, how much of a jerk. The Young Bucks never cared about you. They cared about themselves, their egos. And Jack Perry have figured all this out. And I say thank you. Now you're no longer Jungle Boy. You're no longer Jack Off Perry. You're just Jack Perry. You are a son of an acting legend. And Jungle Boy, Jack Perry, they brought back the Baltimore Tarzan Boy song. Oh, 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 I'm telling you. And I'm really excited to see the Jurassic Express back. Who knows? They could be, once again, the AEW Tag Team Champions. Or if Marco Stunt decided to come out of retirement, go after the Trios Championship. Who knows? But I'm very happy that Jack Perry and Luchasaurus is back together. I think Luchasaurus about had enough of the patriarchy crap and Kip Sabian crap and all that. And Luchasaurus knows that Jungle Boy Jack Perry could be the only person he could trust. Very happy for that. What a reunion that was. So, and then during all that, Jon Moxley was declaring, him the winner, and then he tells, the rest of the Death Riders go and get out of here. So they took off in a truck. But then, as he was about to address where he's going to go from there, Darby Allin pops out of the casket. I don't know how he got himself out of that body bag. First of all, attacks Jon Moxley, zips him up, and proceeds to set the thing on fire. And then they had guys with the air extinguishers and security trying to stop him, yelling at him and all that. So that was crazy. And then the AEW world title on the line. As you know, there was a special stipulation. Don Callis family banned from ringside. Don Callis himself. If they get involved, the match will be over. Kyle Fletcher will be disqualified and be stripped of the TNT title. And but in the end, Hangman Adam Page retains the title, and it seems like young Fletcher is not ready to be a world champion as of yet. Is young Kyle Fletcher going to give up? I highly doubt it, but we shall see. But all right, how did I do in my picks and predictions in the AEW All Out event? Well, let's just see how that is. All right, so I got the tailgate match right, Garcia Shibata match wrong, and I would have picked Samoa Joe and Powerhouse Ups over the Workhorsemen. Come on now. All right, so I would have gotten that right. I picked Copeland Cage over FTR, got that right. The Demand won that matchup over the Hurt Syndicate. I picked Rio over Mercedes Moné, got that one wrong. Allen over Moxley, I got that one wrong. Briscoe and MJF, Briscoe, I got that one right. Tony Storm, I took Tony Storm to retain, I got that one wrong. I picked Hangman Adam Page to retain over Kyle Fletcher. In a three-way, I picked Konosuke Takeshi to win the belt. I got that wrong. The Battle of New Yorkers, Kingston over I picked Kingston over Big Bill. Got that one right. And the four-way ladder match, Brodita. I picked Brodita over the other three teams. I got that one right. So basically, I am 6-6. And if I picked the other matchup before, now I would have been 7-6. But that's okay. 12 matches. Actually, there were 13 matches. 10 matches on the main card. 3 in the pre-show. So that is it for episode 2550 of Eric Lima Shenanigans 1977. Up next, I'll give my WrestlePalooza Event Center report. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you guys on the next episode. Until the next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home. That is all for today's episode of the show. This is Mr. Announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E and Do It for Bob Saget production, and in association with a Raving Bull for 3000 Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. See you later on the next episode of the show. Goodbye for now.